How's it going, everyone? Today we have got a
Nissan Stagia RS4 V, aka Stagezilla.
And let's get into the interview. What are the specs of the car?
So the car's a RB25 det. It's running 400 brake horsepower at the road with 520 foot-pounds of torque. We are cammed with Tommy Pom cams, big exhaust, fully forged with recycled pistons, ARP corn rods, a hybrid turbo done by Concepta Tuning, and we've got a blow-off valve done by Blitz. It's a charter monkey. We're running big rainbows off of an R33 GTR. We've manual converted this car with a R33 GTR V-spec gearbox, running the stock Stagia rear diff to allow for more top end.
And how many gears has it got?
So we're running a 5-speed manual in this one now. It was a 3-speed auto, but yeah, so we had to do all the boxes for the pedals are all changed, so you'll notice there's little R's on the pedals. That's because we had to use GTR stuff to get this car going. BC coilovers, custom built exhaust, Nismo downpipe. The exhaust 4-inch back with a resonator in the back box, and probably the biggest exit you'll ever see on a car.
Pretty big,
yeah. It's big enough to fit a Scottish Iron Brew can standing up inside it. So
brilliant.
Yeah, you'll see it shows with that in the back end of it. And yeah, we sometimes put Japanese beer, but it goes missing now and again.
Oh.
Yeah. See what she goes like.
Wow. Oh, she's great. Oh,
it's addictive.
Yes.
Addictive is the only word you can really use for it.
What is the history on the vehicle?
So the vehicle was imported and I found it literally 4 miles from my house, luckily.
Wow.
It was the correct colour, so I had to have it.
Yes.
Sold part of a model collection, went and picked it up, and this car's fully built and funded by buying and selling toy cars.
Brilliant. How long have you had the car, and have you had any issues with it?
So I've had the car for 9 years now, maybe just over 9 years, and I think the biggest issue was on the way to a car show in Peterborough. We had driven almost the 400 miles and 20 miles from the event. Unfortunately, the traffic come to a sudden stop. This car got rear-ended and pushed into the car in front, so we've had to do ample work to put it back on the road, and that's when we decided that we should just maybe go a bit mental with it.
Yes.
And do this.
Yeah. So what have you changed since, and what had to be changed because of the incident?
Okay, so my guys at Rarity Bodyworks, they were amazing. They cut the front end off, cut into the boot floor by about a foot. We put a new crash box on the back, rebuilt the front end. Luckily there was no chassis damage. He hit us that hard that we ended up on the bonnet of his car. So we did all that. Then I managed to find a Masa body kit.
Yes.
Then I found other parts like the little eyelids, then the Autech option, wide arch kit. And we just started going berserk and making it into this monster. But I think its best feature is it does all of this, but you could drive this daily.
Oh yeah, I know. Except for the tough clutch, apart from that.
Well, I've got a Popeye leg, as I call it.
Ah, right. Yes. What's the car like to drive?
So the car, out on the road, she's amazing. She drives just like a Lexus. It's nice, smooth, it's got a really comfy interior. In traffic that changes and you'd be better off driving a World War II battleship. The clutch is stupidly heavy due to the upgrades that we had to do to that, and she does not like sitting still and gets extremely hot. So the next thing on the board is to put some nice big bonnet vents in there to allow heat to escape.
That's a good idea, yes.
Yeah, so I've now got a garage, so this car will now be able to have bonnet vents instead of getting rained on every day. Perfect.
Is this your daily car?
This is not a daily car. I have several cars. However, this one I use as much as I can. It does 9 miles to the gallon normally on run around, and I can squeeze on a run about 17 miles to the gallon. So it's not really a daily car. But I do take it to work.
Yes.
I take it to work once a week just to keep her rolling. And at the weekends, yeah, she gets used pretty much every weekend, bar 3 months of the year. I put her off the road in November and she comes out February.
Do you do long mileage in it?
Well, we've travelled all the way from Fife in Scotland here to Northern Ireland.
Yep.
If the show is there and I want to go to it, I'll drive it.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It's there. It was built to be driven, and it gets driven.
Very comfortable car, I won't lie. Very comfortable.
Yeah, you can cruise along at motorway speeds, no problem, and it's just as smooth as any other car.
Genuinely, yeah.
Now, the Stagea might be a really comfortable car, but I can attest to what is even more comfortable, and that is bed from SureSleep. Link in the description below, where you can get £10 off, free assembly and delivery here in Northern Ireland. So what are you waiting for?
Now, since it is a Japanese car, how has rust been on the car?
So, with this being a car that sits outside as well, sometimes you can hear it cracking.
You can hear it rusting.
Yeah, you can hear it rusting. No, she's actually really good. The only welding this car's ever had is due to the accident. Nothing else has ever needed welding. We do look after her as best we can. We are being outside, and in Scotland we love to use salt on our roads. Yeah, so that's why I put her off the road over the winter, just to keep her out of the salt as much as possible. But yeah, the parts that do rust bad on them, I have bought already.
Good.
So I
Pre-planned,
have
like it.
pre-planned for it. So they're really bad for top strap mounts. I have a new set sitting, ready to go. These ones are almost on their way out. They're just starting now, but we'll wait until they go before repairing them, and then that's it, you know. Brakes are really good as well.
I'm surprised. That was, yeah, they're good.
Yeah, this stops extremely well. So we upgraded the front to 330mm.
Ooh, proper.
Yes, and we run blue stuff pads on this. So as soon as they get a bit of heat in them, which the engine provides no problem at all,
Yep.
you've got no issues.
Oh, listen to that. What's the Rarity like on this car?
So they're pretty common here in the UK, to be honest. There's a good amount of them. With the Stagea front end still, maybe not so much. The end thing is to put an R34 front on. Me, myself, I bought a Stagea, not a Skyline.
Yeah.
So I wanted to maintain its originality as much as possible, that it is a Stagea. And I get a lot of compliments of people for doing that.
Yes.
And I get a lot of people asking me, why did you not change it to an R34 front? Especially when it had a tail to nose smash as well. I could have done it very easily.
Yeah.
It was harder to go this way than any other way. Getting the parts after the accident was extremely hard to get. So I would have been easier probably getting an R34 front and putting it on, but no, I think this was the way to go in my opinion.
I respect that you kept it OEM.
Yeah, well, yeah.
As OEM as you can get.
As OEM as I could, but modified to my taste, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it. They don't make them like they used to.
Oh, they don't make things like this now. It's so analog,
Oh
I
my
think
God,
is the
yes.
word.
Yes.
You know, you feel every sense, you feel every single pop, bang. Yeah, it's an attack of the senses is what I'll call this car.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you get the smell,
Get the smell.
you
Yep.
get the smell, you get the noise.
Jesus Christ. She knows. Wow.
When I say good,
Oh, you're not lying.
I'm not lying.
So what about the wheels on the car?
Okay, so the wheels are Work CR Kais. They're an 18-inch wheel, ET30. It's 8.5 on the front, and on the rear we put a 9.5, which is really hard to fit on an automatic chassis car. Hence the reason we went with the wide arch kit.
Yes.
Yeah, had to be done.
What's the whole situation with the rubbing on the back?
So the rubbing on the back, these arches are extremely rare and they stick in just ever so slightly, so when you put a lot of weight on the back, it just skiffs the tyre ever so slightly. So it's really good for putting tyre shine on, because it's taken the Goodyear logos off the side, so it's just a nice little slick on the side. But yeah, I have no issues with it. It drives perfectly on it. It literally just touches and no more, and just takes off the right, and it's great.
That was direct, yeah.
Oh, it's really, really pointy.
Yep.
Really pointy. I mean, wherever this goes, the car goes.
Oh.
People think it doesn't handle too great because it's a really long car.
Yep.
I mean, I play with pulsars on the back roads. I can't really keep with them, but they don't get away from me as such. But no, just.
Oh yeah. On the twisting, she's good.
Yeah, she's really good. She handles a lot better than I could ever imagined her. And that's another reason I don't want to stiffen it up.
Yeah.
My guys at the garage, Everly Garage, set this car up like you wouldn't believe for handling. Absolutely amazing. They do such a good job down there.
A question I want to ask you is, why does the engine look stock even though it's pushing a lot more horsepower than standard?
So the original plan with this car was to keep it standard on the outside and run big power. So I wanted it to look as stock as possible when you open the bonnet. So we kept the low mount turbo rather than going high mount like everybody would do. The only thing you would really notice when you open the bonnet is there's no airbox, because we did go map sensor rather than having to run airboxes and stuff. We wanted it to look as stock as possible, just with light modifications under there, but be an absolute animal. As I say, it's on low boost at 400 at the road, so we've still got 0.6 of a bar to go, which we're estimating high 500s.
Jesus. Oh, she sounds unreal. What would be some of the future modifications you want to make to this car?
So most of them will probably be outer, because we built it pretty well to take the insidey stuff. So we're obviously going to go a nice bonnet vent on it, and I am currently in the search for a mid spoiler for the boot.
Okay.
So just to make that a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Any parts I can find that would go on this car, because they're really hard to get modification parts for, I will put on it. With them being rare and people not knowing what they've got as well, I'm able to pick up some stuff pretty cheap. So, but other stuff is extremely expensive. So the full body kit on this car, front bumper, side skirt, rear spoiler, back bumper, cost me 500 quid. So yeah, it's expensive for some things, stupidly cheap for other things. The eyelids, tenner.
Jesus.
Plus a Hot Wheels car, and again that was off a friend, so yeah. Well, the thing is, it is extremely gutsy on the fuel, especially when you get on it. I reckon probably when you're on it, you're down at 4 or 5 mpg. And I'm on it quite.
Jesus. Oh, it's the noise every time. Oh my god.
What I like about it is it's really progressive as well. You think you've got it all, and then as you go up the revs, it just keeps giving.
You have more, exactly.
Yeah. And we've also lowered the rev limiter back down to 7.5. It was up at 8.5.
Okay.
So, but even third gear.
That's good. What would be some of the quirks of this car?
So probably the biggest quirk of the car is the rear windows.
Okay.
We get asked all the time if they're broken. They're not broken. They're not broken, and the wind deflector that goes right from this bottom corner here right to the back of the window, they're normally individuals around the car, and this car is also fully pillarless when you open the doors. So it's a 4-door wagon that's got no pillars. So they're probably the most interesting quirks of the car. The other quirk is probably the turbo chatter that we get off the car. I've never heard another one that chatters like this one. This one just does it for fun. To the extent that people think we've blocked off the blow-off valve to do it, but no, this dumps and chatters.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
sounds brilliant.
Yeah, we run around with bright yellow lights on the front as well, mainly because it's a green car. And these cars also come with 4-wheel steer. This one has no longer got it. So yeah, there was loads of little quirks of these cars back in the day.
Right, this is a wee tunnel run. What? Holy Holy moly.
One other quirk is the rear seats, and also in the back when you lift the floor panel up, you've got a mat that comes out with unicorn horseshoes on it to protect the back bumper when you're loading it. Just random.
Just there?
Just there, yeah.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah. And as well, we also run a boost controller that's hidden in the cabin when you look in. You flick down the ashtray and you've got a boost controller in there. That was to go with the theme of keeping it as stock looking as possible. So there's no other gauges visible for anybody to see when you're in the car. We also run a Pokémon ball gear knob. That's because this is my little monster and that's its little Pokeball.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. This is just a bit of fun. We also have reclining seats in the back. They've got about 4 settings, but it makes good fun for the kids in the back. They can lie and have a sleep on long journeys.
Yeah, very comfortable seats.
Yeah, it's like a sofa when you're driving this. Yeah, it's just a shame the material on the seats are like bus seats.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the quirks to the car.
And as well, the front differential, it kind of, for the front wheels, the front differential kind of juts into your legroom.
Yeah, we've got a little bulge on the passenger side where the diff comes off to go to the front wheel drive section of the car. This car runs 90% of the time rear wheel drive. Should only give you the front when it slips.
Yep.
With it being a very old system, it does take a wee while to kick in, so yes, you can get the tail out and have a little bit of fun, but you have to be very careful because it chucks all the power straight to the front, which can catch you by surprise. Yep. You can tell she's hot now.
Oh, I hear that. Yep.
That's normal. So she's not popping flames out during the day, you won't see them, but at night when you're on a run, I've been led to believe it's electric blue flames that come out the back.
Okay.
So I haven't seen it because unfortunately you don't see your car on it too much.
Now it's time to rate the car. So, the Nissan Stagia for Future Classic. Come on.
I mean, I think it's already a classic.
Yeah.
I mean, as he said, that car is very rare. So, I mean, I think it's definitely a classic. There's no doubt there. So, I mean, I would say definitely a yes, a 7 or an 8. What do you
Yes. So,
think? I reckon give it a 7.
7.
7.
7.
7.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Is it a good daily?
That's the thing. It's got so much space. The back
Yeah.
seats, loads of space, really comfortable chairs,
Reclining and rear seats as well.
that as well. And obviously it is a estate, so loads of space.
Yeah.
So,
So I would say it's a fantastic, it is a perfect daily, but fuel consumption is going to be something that's going to be expensive. And with a car like that there, would feel like it's a sin to kind of daily it. I would say it's better to have that kind of car as a weekend. You don't want to put crazy amounts of mileage on it.
so what do you think? 6?
I would say about a 6, yeah.
Okay, 6
6
it is.
I think 6 is about fair, you know?
That's fair enough. Now, wallet hurt. Now, he has spent a lot of money on modifications.
Yes, it's not a standard engine.
Yes.
From the perspective of replacing parts, you don't see them very often. So, I mean, there's that. So, I mean, I would say it's going to be expensive to keep on the road in such good condition. I would say it could fall 50-50. If nothing breaks, I think it's pretty reasonable to keep on the road.
Arm and a leg?
If something breaks, it's probably going to cost you a lot. So, I'm going to say probably arm and a leg. Maybe 4?
Okay.
4? What do you think?
Okay. I think that's good.
And then is it fun? That's another question.
Yes, fun. So, very, very, very,
It is a very fun car.
Love the noise.
And you know the best part about it is you can have fun with the whole family and have the boot full of bags and everything. So I mean, I would say probably an 8. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you on that. That seems very good.
Which brings us to 25 out of 50, I think it is, isn't it? 25 out of 40.
25 out of 40.
25 out of 40, which is pretty good.
Yes.
Which is 62.5%.
Yes.
So pretty high on the list.
That is very high, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow our new podcast channel, link in the description. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Believable, so.
Perfect.
Sorry, man.
What's the chances?
Yeah.
What was his problem, Connor?
He was just in the way. It was right in the shot.
What did he say?
He just said they're all disabled. He did seem to be a bit high, I thought.
Ah, he'll be wasted.
Yeah.